Good afternoon, grade 11. How are you today? Today, inshallah, we are going to go, we have a new passage, a new reading. It's in your student book, page 67, sorry, yes, in your student book, page 67. And the title, 50 Things to Do Before You Are 12. 50 things you do before you are 12. This reading text is basically an article, and this article is taken from a newspaper. We said that article is a writing, and it is found in a newspaper, and mainly it discusses certain issues or more than one topic. Now, let's make a quick review about the parts of a newspaper that we have studied previously. When I say 50 things to do before you are 12, this is what? This is the headline, right? This is the title of the article. This article is written by someone called Emily Johnson. Emily Johnson is the writer of this article, and this line is called byline. Byline. It's at the top of the article, and it contains the name of the author. It's called byline. When I have a picture and I have an explanation or a statement or a sentence or different words beneath or below the picture, this is called caption. 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 Okay, now let's start reading the article. As you can see from the title and the picture, 50 things you do before you are 12. Here we are talking about your childhood. Your childhood. The time when you were a child, a kid. Okay? What did you do before you became 12? What did you do? Can you tell me what did you do? What were the activities that you practiced when you were 12 or before you become 12? Did you play in the street? Did you play hide and seek? Did you cook? Did you fly a kite? Let's now look at some activities that children actually are advised to do before they become 12. Think about or think back to your childhood. Childhood, it's the time when you were between 5 and 12 years. It's a period of time, period. Childhood is a period of time which is between 5 and 12 years old. Playing house, cooking on a campfire, and flying a kite are these things that you had done by the time you were 12. Is this true? Did you do that? If not, you have missed out on some important experiences according to a new report. If you didn't do these activities, you actually missed a lot. Playing house, cooking on a campfire, and flying a kite. Here, if I ask you this question, what can we do in our childhood according to the article? We can do playing house, cooking on a campfire, and flying a kite. So, this is the meaning of cooking in a campfire. You go outside, you set up a tent, you set up a camp, and you start cooking. You set up fire, okay, and you cook in nature. Okay. The report or the article contains a list of activities that children should experience so that they learn about how people communicate with each other and with nature. So, if you are a kid or if you are a child, you should know how to communicate with people. Okay, how to communicate with people and how to communicate with nature, the nature around you. This is the importance of being a child, is to be able or to know how to communicate with other people and to know how to communicate with nature. if we put a question here in this paragraph, we say, why do you think these activities are useful to children? اللي هي playing house, cooking campfire, and flying a kite. Why do you think they are useful for children? Because children can learn about how people communicate with each other and how do they communicate with nature. So it's important to exercise or to experience these activities. They help you to communicate with other people and to communicate with nature. Try to limit the amount of time that children are spending indoors and on computer games these days. Volunteers were asked to contribute their favorite childhood their childhood memories to the list and form the 400 suggestions. A short list of 50 was compiled. So in this paragraph, the report asks the readers to add their childhood memories to the list. And when they add their childhood memories to the list, and what were the activities that they did during their childhood, they gave 400 suggestions. 400 suggestions about what did they do in the past. هلا in the list كان أعطونا هدول activities such as what did people do or what did the children do in the past. They actually do catching fish with a net. Did you do that? Did you catch a fish with a net when you were children? Eating an apple straight from the tree. Did you experience this? To catch apples and eat them directly from the tree. Looking for treasure on the beach. Treasure, you know, gold, coins, money. You think that we may have treasures on the beach. Did you search for it? Playing hide and seek. This is hide and seek. Of course you did this when you were kids. Running around in the meadow, which means green field, or you run around a farm. Of course you did this. Exploring rock pools at the seaside, and you play with rocks. So these are the activities that volunteers or readers sent to the magazine or to the newspaper. See, this is flying a kite. This activity is done by kids. Finally, the report says that many adults could remember a different type of childhood, one in which they had more freedom than children do these days. So children in the past had more freedom than children today. The author of the report says that she and other colleagues mean friends, felt that children today hadn't been given the chance to experience nature and learn about the world and human relationships in the same way. So the conclusion of this report is what? Children today, this is the conclusion, children today hadn't been given the chance to experience nature or learn about the world or human relationship, because how do they spend their time? They spend their time playing computer games. So they prefer to spend their time on computer games rather than experiencing nature and experiencing the human relationships. The article is very clear. I enjoyed actually reading it. What you have to do today as a homework is to do exercise 7. You need to read the article again and decide if the sentences are true or false. Do 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much.